Welcome back to 5 on Fridays, everyone. Excited for another episode. I've got Megan Arnold with me from Ohio Health, also from our Front Street Fitness Center. Megan, how are you today?
I'm doing well, doing very well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you on. We're doing something a little different. This was Megan's idea, giving her full credit for this. Megan has been researching some of the biggest myths in health. Specifically today, we're going to talk about exercise, and then she's going to walk us through what the myth is and why it needs to be busted. So, Megan, 3 big myths. I'll have you pick our first one. What do we have?
Yeah, I'm really excited today. Today, my goal is to just really hone in on some of the things that I hear on a regular basis, or, with social media right now, everyone's an expert on everything. And so you've really got to be careful as to what you read and believe. So the first one I have is I am too old to start exercising. As we age, it becomes even more important to exercise. All of the research indicates that you can see strength benefits, improvements in muscle mass, improvements in bone density at any age. As we get older, we start to lose strength. We have what's called age-related sarcopenia, where you lose muscle mass as you get older, but it's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Are we losing our muscle mass because we're aging, or are we losing our muscle mass because we're more sedentary as we age? It's really important that we stay active. We have tons of reasons to do that. Improved balance, improved overall strength, activities of daily living, reflexes, health-related risk factors go down. So there are so many reasons to exercise, and age is not a reason to not exercise. It's a reason to exercise.
Yeah, no, that's really well said.
Right.
I love it. Yeah, no, I mean, you hit it and it's perfect. And all of the things you talked about, my favorite specifically is the quality of life, right? Extending your quality of life, being able to be mobile and independent for as long as possible is a huge goal, I think, for everyone as we age, not being a burden on those around us. And that myth being busted, I think, is one that we still need societally to work on and encourage. So I'm glad that you touched on that one. That one's a good one. What do you have for myth number 2?
Myth number 2. Okay. I have to be extremely sweaty, exhausted, and just like on the floor in a pile of sweat in order for my workout to be effective. There are so many different factors that affect how much we sweat. It could be the ambient temperature, the conditions, our diet, what we've consumed before our workout, our genetics. There are just multiple factors. The type of workout that we're doing, the duration of the workout, the intensity of the workout. It doesn't necessarily indicate that you've had a good workout or that you've had a bad workout. It's a way for our body to release heat. So when we're sweating, it's our body's response to cool down. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we're cooling down because our workout was effective. It just means our body temperature is high and we need to cool off. So I don't feel like utilizing a sweat factor is a really good way to say, okay, was this workout effective or was this workout not really that effective?
I think that's a super important one too. Like you mentioned, genetics, ambient temperature, so many factors that play into sweat. Again, societally, I feel like we've adopted this idea that you're only working hard if you're drenched in sweat and you're visibly showing exertion, when realistically it's unique to each person and then unique to the situation also, all mixed in together. So I love that you touched on that one. That one's a really, really good one. What's your third and final one for us today?
I oftentimes hear, I'm in chronic pain, or I have back pain, I have knee pain, I have joint pain, and our body is really good at doing only what we ask it to do. So if we sit all day long, you know what our body gets really good at? That position, that seated position of sitting. And so what happens is our body gets into this imbalanced situation where we've got one muscle that's overworking, we've got another muscle that's underworking, and it's this constant battle and this constant fight. So yes, we do need to listen to our bodies, but we also need to remind ourselves that movement is medicine. And if we're seated all day long and we're in some sort of discomfort or pain, if that's what we like to describe it as, and pain can mean something different to everyone, oftentimes movement will help mitigate the pain or at least help reduce it to some degree. So pain is not necessarily a great indication that we should not exercise. It's actually, and again, all of the reasons point point to exercise.
I feel like, would you say, and obviously this is not a PT session and it's unique to each person, but would you point to something like actual injury or range of motion or something else being a better indicator than pain to understand whether or not what we're dealing with is a real barrier to exercise or not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are always going to be some sort of limitations or contraindications if your body is giving you certain signals, inflammation, swelling, if there's a body part that's, warm to the touch. And if it's more of a joint related issue, then that would probably be a good signal that you need to speak to your physician. But if it's something where you're just feeling like tight in the musculature, it's probably just your body's indication that those muscles are tight and that they need to be moved.
No, that makes so much sense. That's awesome. That's 3 quick big myths about fitness that we've busted here today. I definitely want to have you back more to talk about more myths. Specifically, if you guys listening into the episode have any myths, email some of these to Megan and the team at Front Street Fitness. Shoot them some of your questions, some of your myths. They'll do the research and we'll bust them on future episodes. How's that sound, Megan?
I love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time today. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.